What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, everybody, check it out, man. I wanted to continue a conversation we were having last night on the Nightcap. If you happen to miss that, go check it out. It's in the members only section. Phenomenal conversation me and T were having with the rest of the chat in regards to how creatively bankrupt Hollywood is right now. You can see right here, I saw this list on Film Threat when we were doing Versus, talking about the 2025 movies. And I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit. And yeah, you can see like damn near every movie that's on this list for next year, the big movies for 2025, is either a remake, a reboot, a sequel, or a spinoff. It's not an original property. There are very few original films on here. I think I counted like 6 or 7 that are actual original films, not adaptations, okay, of somebody else's work. Not a remake or reboot, not a sequel, not a spinoff, an actual original idea coming from a Hollywood writer. There's only like 6 or 7 of them. I'm not really quite sure what Paul Thomas Anderson or Damien Chazelle is doing quite yet. But I mean, assuming that these guys have, actual original ideas, which they probably do. Yeah, it's about 7 films. That's it. That's all. Out of all of the big movies coming out of here, all right? We got like insane sequels like Scary Movie 6. Like, did we really need a Scary Movie 6? Insidious 6. Saw 11. Now You See Me 3. Like, what are we doing, Hollywood? Do you guys not have the ability to create any longer? See, this is what we were talking about on the Nightcap. Because we brought up the films from back in the 80s. Yeah, like check out the 1984 worldwide box office, all right? The biggest films of the year, all right? Just look at the top 10. Let's go over these. All right, you got Beverly Hills Cop original. You got Ghostbusters original. You got Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, all right? That's a sequel. But then you get to Gremlins, The Karate Kid, Police Academy, Footloose, Romance in the Stone, all original movies. And then you got another sequel with Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, and then you end with Splash. The top 10 is just chock-a-block with nothing but original films. 8 out of the 10 top 10 movies in 1984 were original. And look, they cover like all the different genres. You got comedy, you got action adventure, okay? You even got a little horror with Gremlins, and I guess with Ghostbusters as well. You got some dramas with The Karate Kid. With Splash, you got comedy, you got action adventure with Romance in the Stone. You got everything. You have the whole gamut of different genres. This is when Hollywood was creative. This is where they were ambitious. They were taking chances. They weren't just resting on their laurels. They weren't just doing this crap, okay? The sequel, reboot, remake. It's like, this is boring. And look, I'm looking forward to a couple of movies here. I'm not going to lie, all right? I'm actually looking forward to Jurassic World. Guys know me. I'm a Jurassic World junkie, okay? There's a couple of movies on here that I'm definitely checking for. Mission Impossible 8. But the majority of these are like, why? Like, why continue to go back to the well again and again and again? Is Hollywood that creatively bankrupt? And the answer is yes. That's what the answer is. Because again, when you have to do this many sequels, this many spinoffs, this many remakes, it just shows that Hollywood right now is creatively bankrupt. And the powers that be, they are completely scared of doing anything original instead of just giving us, hey, here you go. Let's go back to what we were doing in the 80s, okay? We're hitting all the genres. We're giving you brand new material. We're taking chances. Yes, we're taking risks, but the outcome is better entertainment. We get better movies to watch. And on top of that, I was mentioning this as well, like the acting was better, okay? We got better actors back in the day than what we get now. Like the actors had to really stretch themselves. They had to challenge themselves because every script required something different. It wasn't a whole lot of the same old. We already know this stuff. You actually had to go back and kind of beat on your craft until you mastered it. And we got better writers. We got better actors, better directors. Now, again, it's all corporate. It's all corporate, and they're just spewing out content instead of actually giving us some creative work of art. That's what folks are looking for right now, and that's what Hollywood apparently doesn't seem to be able to deliver. And another thing, like if you look back here, like a lot of the 80s that launched franchises, you look at Beverly Hills Cop. We just had a Beverly Hills Cop like sequel this year. You launched franchises, big franchises back in the 80s. All right, Ghostbusters. We had a Ghostbusters this year. Gremlins, Karate Kid, Police Academy. A lot of these movies had spinoffs, had remakes. If you go all the way down here to like Terminator came out in 1984. And it, of course, had a whole bunch of sequels. But again, this is what I'm talking about. Like, we had a creative pulse in Hollywood. Now that creativity is dead. That creative pulse is dead. It's not beating anymore. The creative heartbeat of Hollywood and entertainment is gone, which is why, again, Gen Z, and I've said this a million times, Gen Z, they don't really rock with it anymore, okay? They come into anime. Why do you guys think anime has taken off the way it did? Because anime is literally doing what the 80s used to do. It's giving the Generation Z, it's giving the folks that watch anime, it's giving them a ton of entertainment. Not only that, it's creative, it's new, it's unique, it's different. It's not just repetitive. Yeah, the anime has a style. I understand that because I can see y'all in the comments right now. Anime has a style that, it does lend to a lot of the same sort of fan service that we get from some of the stuff like we see in Star Wars and Star Trek and so on and so forth. All right. But the story ideas are completely different. They're unique. And that's the difference. That's why anime kicks all of this Hollywood stuff's ass. And that's why Hollywood right now is trying to jump into anime. It's like, oh man, we need to get into anime. We need to start, buying anime stuff. Just like they did with, comic books, just like they did with video games, or they're doing with video games currently, is because they don't have a creative bone in their body left. And this is the problem. Again, this is really the point of this video, is that Hollywood needs to get back to what they used to do, which is create. You guys can do the same thing that all of these other places are doing. You can do the same thing that comics are doing, or video games, or anime. You're not limited to just, I guess we just got to buy properties. We just got to buy properties and cross our fingers and hope for the best. I don't know if you guys saw this, if you follow me on Twitter. All right, you might have saw this. Yeah, this is Jeff Goldblum's speech in Jurassic Park as Ian Malcolm, when he's talking to John Hammond and telling him, hey, man, you shouldn't have did these dinosaurs the way you did them, okay? I kind of used that as an explanation of where Hollywood went wrong with all of its creativity. So he says, Hollywood, I'll tell you the problem with the franchises you're abusing here. It didn't require any talent to attain it. You bought what others had created and you took the next step. You couldn't create a franchise of your own, so you don't take any responsibility for destroying others. You stood on the shoulders of geniuses to remake and reboot their work as fast as you could, and before you even realized you ruined it, you patented it and packaged it and slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and now you can't sell it. That's basically where Hollywood is at right now. Because look, I guarantee you that all of this crap right here, there's going to be a whole lot of box office bombs in this thing, right? It's going to be a whole lot of movies that bomb. Probably Captain America, Brave New World for starters. And then we get to Thunderbolts, who knows which else, okay? I'm not sure how all of these other films is going to obviously depend on the budget. But again, this is one of the biggest problems that Hollywood has right now, the lack of creativity, just going out there and just doing a whole bunch of sequels. Let's just play it safe. Instead of going back to doing something original, and again, all of that originality, it kind of feeds into the culture. It builds culture, instead of just getting stale and ordinary and average. It's like, no, let's build our culture out. That's one of the biggest problems Hollywood has. They just keep going back to the same old, okay? Just spinning their wheels. And again, they're going to wonder why. I wonder why anime keeps taking off and why anime is doing so much better than we are. Yeah, because anime is doing what you used to do, but you're no longer doing, okay? You got literally every possible genre covered right here when it comes to anime, okay? Every possible genre. And it's all original content. It's all original storytelling. It's that particular writer and their point of view. We used to get that. Again, guys, we used to get that in the 80s. We no longer get that. That is the problem right now when it comes to Hollywood. Anyway, I just thought this was a very interesting conversation we were having last night on the Nightcap. Remember, if you're not a member, join us, be a member, and then you can watch all the Nightcaps if you happen to miss it. But yeah, anyway, you guys let me know what y'all think about this. I think this list right here, this is just a telltale sign of where Hollywood is at right now. It's in a very broken place, all right? A very, very damaged place. They got to get out of this situation. Otherwise, it's just going to get worse. And, pretty soon people are just going to completely abandon Hollywood and find other things to do with their entertainment. But you guys let me know what y'all think. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.